Welcome to Revolution Radio. I'm your host, Remy, and we are live on July 14th, 1789, at the storming of the Bastille, where these lower and middle class citizens, the Third Estate, the ones behind the revolution, are picking this stone building apart piece by piece. Let's get an insider scoop on this game changing event.
Hi, I'm Bennett Stevens.
So, Bennett, tell me, why are you guys here today at the Bastille, ruining one of the strongest buildings in France?
Well, to put it shortly, we're here for guns. We can't fight these mercenaries our king has hired with our bare hands anymore.
What's your take on why you have to fight in the first place? Who's making you?
Why, the king, of course. We have nothing to lose. We're paying more than we've ever made for the simple things like bread. We have no way to survive like this, so we have to die trying.
That's a good perspective on this, Bennett. How do you feel about all this? Being the least valued as the Third Estate, and yet making the most change?
It feels empowering. I've never felt so courageous. It feels like we're righting the things that the king wronged.
Speaking of the king, what's your opinion on the way he's running the country?
We always knew they didn't care about us, the Third Estate. We were always voted out by the other two estates, even though they only represented 2% of the population, the clergy and the nobles. But I'm most resentful because we're starving, and he is selfish with the taxes only we must pay. Spending France's money on having a luxurious lifestyle while we slowly die. We feel like we have to revolutionize or we'll all be doomed.
Thank you for talking with me today. Good luck. Welcome back. I'm now here with Robin Kilner, a noble, getting a new perspective on the fall of the Bastille.
Thank you for having me.
To start off, how do you feel about the peasants finally taking a stand?
I just hope the peasants find their place in society again, at the bottom. They have no place trying to change France. After all, they have just as much power over the choices as we do, with them having a vote in the Estates General and all.
Do you feel threatened at all, or do you have confidence in the king?
Even the king and his decisions. He allows me to have all the money I'm granted. I just think he must be careful. After all, that's 98% of France working against us.
See, thank you. Once again, I'm Remy, honored to be here with the King of France, Louis XVI.
Those lowlives need to remind themselves that they had a say in everything that's happened. It is nobody's fault that when they vote in the Estates General, they don't always get their way.
Some think that you are partially at fault because of how you spend the people's taxes. What's your take on that? The National Assembly, how do you feel about them meeting without your permission and working against you?
To say the least, I'm furious. I'm threatened by this group of imbeciles who would be nothing without me. The Third Estate's attempt at running this country will fail, and I will once again have to save them.
But isn't it partially your fault, the National Assembly? You were the one to lock them out of the Estates General, forcing them to create it.
Well, if I had known that these peasants would try to end my rule, I would have dealt with their incessant nagging for freedom for one more day.
And the peasants are revolutionizing because they feel they're starving and it's due to you. Why do you think they're starving?
I have done nothing wrong in wanting to live lavishly. Like I've said, this is God's plan for me.